Hi. How's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm sure this is louder than it's meant to be, you know. I say that every time. Ooh. I say that every time. So how's everyone doing? How's it going? Hi. How are you? Muted mic? No? Mic not muted? Not according to me, anyway. You okay? Oh. Well, it's coming through. Yep, that'll do it. That will do it, yep. Hi. How are you? Good. I'm not too bad, thank you very much. Have you had a good weekend? Just get a drink. I've been drinking back to back for 3 nights and I have a headache still. Probably, yeah. You might want to put some water in there so you're not too dehydrated. How about yourself? My weekend has not been too bad. It's been nice and relaxing. I've been hanging out with you guys all weekend. So there's no real better way to spend it. I'm going to have to move that closer to us or I'll end up spilling it, I can guarantee it. Oh, right. So I know yesterday I said that I was going to do Crash. I lied. I had every... Oh, okay, I suppose that's fair then. That is fair. Oh, at least you got new work already. That could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I know I said Crash, but no. Yeah, I can't do it to myself. I've had such a nice, relaxing weekend. I don't want to finish it with... Well, I'm not finishing it because obviously I'm here tomorrow as well, but I can't do it. We're having a weekend off, Crash. But we are going to go back on Monster Hunter. Because I have a problem. So without further ado, I will swap over. Okay, private session. Yes, let's go. Are you looking forward to your new work then? Getting stuck on things. I've just realised I've left some lights on. Oh well, they're on now. Never mind. Do, 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 do.
Hunters of the 5th, come see me. I've got an urgent quest.
Login bonus. 1 more lucky... Oh, 2 more lucky vouchers. Gratitude ticket. More snowmen. Jesus. Might take them out with us. See what they're like. Because we haven't looked at them yet. Whoop-bah. And then, if I remember correctly... Hello, lovely. How are you? Look, we're carrying the piggy. Oh, the piggy went down. How do I put the piggy down? Hi, G. How are you? How was your weekend going? Nice to see you. Oh, come on then, piggy. Oh, yay. Good, I'm not too bad, thank you very much. Plodding on, as you do. Ooh, I need to adjust where my footstool thing is, though. I'm good, thanks. How are you? I am good, thank you very much, my dear. I know, like I said earlier, I know I said I was going to be on Crash Bandicoot, but I lied. So, just finished some Hunt with some friends. So time for dinner. Ooh, what are you going to have for dinner? And how was Hunt? How was it? Was it good? Right. Hello. Pasta bake. Oh, nice.
New
I
products
haven't
in
had pasta
stock.
bake in ages. Look at the piggy. I know, it's adorable. So cute. Right. Barrel bomb. Yes. Hunt was something today. Mostly rough, but ended in a good one. So yay, good. At least it ended with a good one. 10. Because I think that's as much as about right. Trap tool. How many are we allowed to? Binoculars. No. No. Is this the new one or is this Wilds? This is Monster Hunter World. Wilds is the new one, but that's not out until the end of February. I think. But I got the urge to play it. We'll watch the movie. Terrible. But we watched the movie a couple of nights ago and I was like, I'm going to give that game a try again because I've been thinking about like playing it for a good little bit. And now I'm like, I was saying to the sister before, I was like, right, I'm going to be good this year. We're not going to spend unnecessarily. We're going to behave ourselves. We're going to be all whatever. And now I'm on this. I'm like, so I'm going to spend a little bit unnecessarily. Just a little bit. Just this one time. And get this game on pre-order. Wasn't sure which one's which. Yeah, I know. It's quite confusing. Because you got Rise as well, which isn't like this one. It's more like the older Monster Hunters. But I didn't know about Monster Hunter until this game. So, does that. Right, don't need that.
My God! Okay, it's happening.
Hello.
Everybody stay calm. What's the
Yeah.
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Calm down.
Hi. How you doing? How was stream? Do 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 do. I love this man's voice. Wait. Ooh, love it. Oh, nice. Not at all jealous. Say I'm not the only one that's not at all jealous. I haven't had Chinese in a while, actually. But tough. Doesn't matter. Not allowed it. So did you get much further with the PAL business? Did you manage to find any of the cubes? Is that the same song again? Yeah. Okay. Ooh! Thank you for the follow. We just reached a follow goal. Yay! I would have preferred a Big Daddy. I bet you would, darling. But that's not what I'm asking. You never bothered. Fair. That is fair. And just because I don't want us to listen to the same song twice. Not that we're going to be on this screen for very long. For those of you who don't know who I am, sorry, I probably should have started the spiel at the beginning of... Yeah, anyway, we're doing it now. I am Panda Pop. We normally play like RPG stuff, but at the minute I have the Monster Hunter bug, and I'm on the Monster Hunter, and I'm enjoying it. Don't expect us to play it well, but we have a laugh when doing it. And we do have a redeemable option where you can choose which weapon I use as long as it's not bagpipes, because no. Just no. So, welcome in everybody. And thank you for the raid, Cyber. Now going to go back to the game. Okay, let's go. Same old Cyber wanting his love of Big Daddy. I've heard. Bagpipes, you say? I'll just refund your points. 100%. Bagpipes are for other people to use. I am bagpipely challenged. Nope, not you. You? Yes. But bagpipes. They're lovely for other people. Just not for this person. Nope.
Getting bigger all the time.
Oh, well. Just when I thought it was Little Sprout. Oh, this is out of context. I've heard for the past 23 years. Should get you some headphones. You won't have to listen to it. Unless you're into that kind of thing. I don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Is that a sword and shield or both that you're wearing? It's a sword and shield that can merge. This is the charge blade, I think it's called. Now we're ready for a little research. Oh, there's a light in the way. You want to get your hands on more items.
Let me see the screen, motherfucker.
I love them videos. Some of them I do. Some of them you're like, ooh, you should have kept that motherfucker to yourself. Jesus. Like, I'm pretty sure I've witnessed a divorce or two through people being like, we listen and we don't judge. I had sex with your mom. You're like, whoa, shut up. You stupid. We'll use this ancient trick. That was a fair twist from this game. You're welcome. To help us cultivate even more items for you to use. Bruh. What was it you needed again? Don't think it's qualified. Right, so we can cultivate. Oh, it won't let us do the feckin' light bug yet. What the heck? Oh yeah, legitimately. One of them that I'm sure it was just for like views and stuff, and it wasn't actually real. But one of them, he literally turned around and he was just like silent for ages, and then he was like, I fucked your mom. I was like, ooh, well, not married anymore then, are you? I know most of them are quite mild. But there's been some where it's like, you know, the fella's turned around and he's like, I'll tell you I'm doing some work downstairs, but I'm actually just sitting on my phone so I don't have to help you with the housework. And you can see the woman measuring up in her head how much a divorce will be. And you're like, who? Probably should have shut the fuck up, dude. Fertilise. Mushrooms. Boost your honey. Have you seen the new dance moves one? They've been making oh god, nah. What's the new dance moves one that, well, you can't really show us right now, can you? If you find one, send us it. Not that I'll be able to do it either, you know, cripple. A new tutorial was added. Right, so weapons-wise, just in case anyone's not familiar with the weapons, I'll go and quickly show ya. I'll send you one. Thank you, darling. Right, so your weapon options. You've got the greatsword, katana, sword and shield, dual wielding, hammer, not happening, lance. Hi, Button. How you doing? A gun lance. I've not used that before. Switch axe. Quite fun. That's what we're using right now. Then there's an insect glaive, a light bow gun, a heavy gun, and a bow. Those are your options. If you wish to change our current weapon, redeem. And it will let me know. If I'm in the middle of a fight, I won't be able to change weapon until I get back to a campsite, just so you know. But I will change it as soon as able. Okay, speak to the field team leader. Where the fuck are they? Down there. Oh, I knew that. la 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 la. I have to try and remember to stop sitting like that. Because, like, you know, your back's already fucked. It doesn't need to hurt more. Ow. See? Okay. Are we comfortable? No. But we're good. Let's go. I can't wait until we get the big
All right.
quarters, like your sleeping quarters, because then you can put all the pets in. And we caught a cacti. I know. Terrifying idea, sleeping quarters. Oh my goodness.
Oops.
Oops. Oh. So roughly translating, this one's saying there's a thing called an Anjanath, which technically should be the turkey dinosaur, but it's not. It's the fluffy dinosaur, the fluffy T-Rex.
Hold nothing back.
This objective is urgent, meaning it should be your top priority. Use everything at your disposal and hit that brute with all you've got.
Okay, time to wrap up defending the base.
And smash it. Do, 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 do. Gonna see that Meowscular Chef. I love the Meowscular Chef. Since the crossing, work here in the new world has gotten tougher than ever, and that means you need to get tougher. The old canteen was starting to look kind of canteeny. Oh god, that's terrible. And in my house, we don't plateau. We make gains. He's not perfect. So I did a little flexing. He's not perfect. And now the canteen is bulked up with all kinds of new meals. Having more choice for your pre-hunt meal means you have more ways to flex on monsters. Win-win for everyone. Except monsters. Perfect. I know. I see what you did there. Are you interested in bulking up the canteen with more ingredients? He's obsessed like, isn't he? Now that's what I'm talking about. Take care of the quest, getting yoked in the waist, and we'll get the menu so beefy you can grill it. The canteen can't get yoked if I don't have that yoke. I mean, yes. Go get me protein. Oh, wow. Protein. That kind of hurt a bit. Deliver to herbivore, because that's such a pain in the bum thing to do, even though it's really, like, straightforward. Such a pain in the bum thing to do. Right, hang on. Accept quest, and then while quest loads, I'll do a couple of shouters.
We got this.
Yes, we do. I should have went on the board. Right, so we're going to be hunting an Anjanath. We're going to start a base camp. We're going to use a voucher. I like that cat. I like that cat. I mean, I like all the cats, but I like that cat. I'm not going to lie, that cat reminds me of you. When you go on about your I mean, you don't go on like that about the gym. But because, you know, you've got your chicken and your rice and your proteins and you know your shit with the gym, it's like that reminds me of Saddle. Just so you know. Right. Oh. We have a new cutscene. I love that the oven is a giant cat head. That's what my steak looked like. Got them gains. Well, then boot high. Cyber is a pussy, pass it on. He's a meowscular one. How are you? Just so you know, Harold, Cyber's a pussy. Pass it on. Not my words. Not my words at all. Monster Hunter is a cooking game? No, but he has the Meowscular Chef, and the Meowscular Chef is a cook. Good God, that's actually quite tricky to try and say. Repeatedly. When you're me. Right. Before. I need to do a couple of sheet-outies. It's gonna work, it's gonna work.
One enemy remaining.
Spike now.
Hello. Welcome in, how are you?
Then move on. Stadig hop over my time.
It is, it is. Cyber is what? Mmm, tasty. I'm doing well today. Good, I'm glad. Have you had a good weekend?
You're good now, Pete. Igio is... I mean, he's got me a few times in Discord. It's okay. Alrighty. Alright.
I was
So,
dancing
Dom.
to that.
Do you have a request, sir, for being number 500? We do everything. We play everything.
He does. He really does.
Our number one priority is to secure the base by taking out that
He thought he was in control. I'm not in control. I'm not in control. Oh no, Danny. Oh, Rev, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's just gibberish. Gibberish of an insane person.
Insane person.
I can only conclude it must be something mental.
Yes, it is something mental.
Immediately regret it.
So immediately. Agreed. Thank you. Welcome to. Oh. Thank you, and welcome to the madhouse.
Well, that's what happens when you say, oh, every time I get something, I'm going to dance. You gotta dance. You gotta dance. Was that? Oh, I need to redo that now. It's everywhere. Do, 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 do. Boop, boop.
Yeah, I just got the notification for as well. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely
Bunny.
fine.
Oh, fuck. Bunny. Fuck.
Is Fazana playing, Jordan?
I don't know. She said she were eating ice cream.
Oh, do you want me to change it to trios or squads?
Streaming. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm here.
Have I missed any of you wonderful people? Does anybody else stream? Does Taff stream? You're welcome. It was good exercise. Might have to schedule some days like that to help with getting in shape. I mean, it'd certainly do the trick, wouldn't it? And you get to stream, so it's a win-win, really. You used to, but not anymore. Oh, that's fair enough. Right. Now, we're gonna have ads in about 4 minutes or something, so I won't engage the monster if we find it until after the ads. Just in case, because I wouldn't want you to miss me getting my butt kicked. I'm thoughtful like that. Very mindful, very demure. Getting 80s leotard, yes. No ads if you sub. This is true. This is very true. But keep your money. It's only 3 minutes. My wife Linja ran in the middle of it while I was dancing and brought them to me. Linja's awesome. She is. Fabulous woman. Right, it said... Oh, don't you... Naughty lizard. Bad... Oh, bad me. Put it away. It's just silly. Yeah! Be gone! Yeah, you want some? You want some? That's what I thought. You better go tell your friends, too. Grr. Do it. Yeah, Gee is subbed. As if Gee wouldn't be subbed. Wants that twerking panda emoji. And possibly the mustache one. The mustache one is quite popular as well. Da, 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 da. Footprint. So is what's everyone got planned with the rest of their evening? Or the remainder of their weekend, perhaps? Why is it spicy? I'm dying over here. Oh, see? That's because you're a pussy. Oh no, Gee is. I'm supporting a statement, telling others to do it. It's the best Prime or $6 you'll spend. Prime fair, because Prime is free. By all means. I'm afraid I cannot back up the other bit, because that means you're spending money on me, and we know how awkward I get with that. Next month will be new subs for me, because I removed subs from people that stopped streaming. That's fair. I had to go through some of mine as well. What did you get that's spicy? I thought you just got chicken and black... No, something in black bean? I mean, sometimes they do make black bean with a bit of chilli in it, but it's never normally, like, hot. Right. We've got about 40 seconds till ads, so we get to see this cutscene, and then I'll hide. It's killing the Rasta lizard. See? Good me, man. Why so weak? In the Uncle Roger voice. Oh, the humanity. Goodbye. Oh, hang on, hang on. I've got just the thing.
Goodbye.
Oh, great, now we're gonna piss it off. What am I hitting on the head with rocks for? Ooh. Hi! Lovely weather. Run! Need to hide, because the ads are starting and I don't want to spoil it. Right.
Good. You're well hidden. Hopefully this does the trick.
Okay, just in time, because the ads should be starting any second. So we'll swap onto the chatty screen, and you'll have to stare at my face for a little bit. Oh, the humanity again. Say happy birthday to Mrs. Shadow. Thank you for popping in to say hello, though. I really do appreciate that. I'll have stream up like always. Have a good one. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you greatly. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Hello, Mr. Maxwell. How goes it? How are you? Hang on. Happy birthday, Mrs. Shadow. Just getting from work, so making some tea. Ooh, what are you having for tea? I'm asking what everyone's having for tea. And even though I've, like, recently eaten half a cow, I'm going to end up hungry because I keep asking everyone what they're having. And I like the fact that I know that Cyber has Chinese, like, oh. Chicken and chips, ooh. Put a bit of curry on it. Oh, and just to be sure, did everybody hear the goodbye friend of Hagrid thing, or did it just pop up with a picture? Whew. If you're wondering why I suddenly was just like, oh shit. You can't pause the game, can you? So, ooh, wrong directional stick. Yeah, I heard it. Good. So you can't pause the game. So I'm currently looking at the game screen and the dinosaur just walked straight past our little bush thing and I was like, oh, fuck. I may have to run. I didn't. It's fine. Fucking ninja. I saw it. As long as it was seen and heard, that's fine. Because I know last time I did that and I hadn't opened the Stream Deck app. So nothing happened. So I'm sitting there thinking I'm funny as fuck. Uh-huh. Haven't got any cheese. Oh my goodness. What? Are you okay? Do we need to send help? It doesn't have cheese. Cheese. Maxwell. Cheese. What you drinking? Mocha. Cold coffee with chocolate. The blasphemy, right? Goddamn. No cheese. Psh. Welcome back from the ads, everybody that had ads. If you stuck around, I appreciate you. If you didn't, I get it. Let's go back to game and get beat to shit. That's what I said, Mocha. Did I say it? Did I say it differently? Should I say like marker? Mocha? Right. Spit coffee out. You don't spit coffee out. Oh, can't say that on stream. Hi! Well, in for a penny. Oh, you git! I was gonna stab you and everything. No, why would I want to hit that thing? Yeah, I want to hit that thing. Oh well, I got its face. That's sort of a win. Less of a win. Had to miss some fun last night. You did? Why? Look at the little hands. I know. We should put our little hands on. So it's a fair fight. I mean, had to miss a good opportunity for an argument. Oh. Hi-ya. Ooh, fair. Whee! You got big arms. No. Little arms and a big head. Take that, you motherfucker. Yeah! Boom the Snoop! Pew pew! Yeah! Woo! Oh! That was ungentlemanly, not gonna lie. I'm on fire. And I'm stunned. Your T-Rex sounds better than the real thing. Yep, 100%.
Slow. Keep your distance and use a potion.
I'm doing it, woman. Woo. Let me tell you something. You're a bitch. Yeah. 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 Can I chop his tail off? I'm sure I can. You sneaky bastards. Really? We missed. Okay. Fuck off for a punch in the face. Whee! Oh. Old mucus. Lovely. Who doesn't love collecting snot? Gonna lurk while I eat. Thank you. Sorry I didn't see your message earlier. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. Oopa. Ooh, right. If I find a way for him to knock this tree down, he gets stuck in that shit. No, that's me. I said the tree. Gosh. On Ned. No. Ow.
You are watching a master at work.
Yeah, thank you, dear. Dodge like a pro. That would be enough. Ah. Stop kicking me, cat. Dickhead. Ow. Put me down.
It's got you trapped.
Well, you put me down. Nope. Yep. Swing, damn it, swing. Oh, you sneaky bar stool. I think I just hit me cat. Let's go! I got its tail! The monster hunter got your nose. Ooh. Wrong way. Really? Really? Got one job. Well, at least I got his face. God, this thing screams a lot. Jesus. Alright, alright. Put me down. Don't know where I've been. Are you gonna? No, we're not gonna do that. Okay. Are you quite finished? Right, so we've got some material, a footprint, and its tail. Don't sniff it, it's weird. I get that it's a hunter thing. It's still weird. Yeet. Oof. Eat it. Increases stamina a little bit. I didn't pick up them mushrooms, did I? Okay.
Money don't jiggle jiggle. Oh, I'd like to see you wiggle wiggle for sure.
That's naughty. Thank you. Stop it. I applaud you on your timing though, when I'm busy fighting a dinosaur. I will get you back. You get hype trains. No, I don't. No, they're broken. They don't work anymore. No hype trains. No. Never even heard of one. Right, you bitch. Yeah! Take one of those! Why do you always get up every time I go to hit you? God damn it. You know how tricky it is to aim this thing? That's what he said. I may have looked down. I have had a total of 3 over 5 years.
That's a bomb pop.
I feel like we should
Powerful
improve
type of
those
slinger ammo that can do
statistics.
some serious damage.
Oh no. Follow the fluffy dinosaur. I mean, thanks to Dark Omen and Bearded Dad, I've had one every stream so far. Yesterday, the day before. Like, why do you hate me? People come in for free music. They come in for good music. And because you're just a delightful person to interact with. He fancies you, he told me. Well, someone's got to. Ooh, yeah, you go away. Won't get rid of them. This is fucking thing gone. Get that one's tail also. If I can. But it's best with the Rathian and the Rathalos to try and chop their tails off. Just so you don't, like, get poisoned 24/7. Yeah, I know it's there. Got that. Fucking, thank you. Need to see where I'm going. God. Ooh, a scale, you say? It's over there, Pans. No, it's not. I know that. You of all people know that I just make my way there. I get sidetracked and ooh shiny and all that jazz. Wrath are no fun to fight. Tigrex, fuck the Tigrex. What an absolute dickhead that one is. They're not... They're easier to fight. I'm not really using that. They're easier to fight when you've got like the dual blades, so you can Billy Elliot the shit out of them. Or the guns. The gun weapons are pretty good for them. Where the fuck's it gone? Really? Really? It went back down. Piece of shit. I normally play a heavy bow. Light bow gun was the last one I... Oh, I've got bombs. No, you stay the fuck asleep, motherfucker. I'm just gonna pop you there. Oh shit, they have attack. Ah! I knew that. Oh no, I didn't sharpen my weapon. It's large barrel bombs that you blow up. I forgot. You fucking snot at me, you bugger. Yeah, have one. Ah! Attack the butt. I've already chopped off its tail. That's the face I'm actually for. Oh great, now I'm stunned. Come on. There we go. Fuck, lunge. Yeah, I need to sharpen this. Excuse me. Thank you. Whoop. How thoughtful it let me sharpen my sword. Thanks. I do like this weapon. Switch axe was fun as well. Right, put yourself out. Put yourself out. There we go. Swish, swish! Swing, swing! Always the butt. I mean... No, nope.
Don't try to engage a monster when your health is low. It's smarter to focus on healing.
Now see, I'll go climb up and it's gonna go down. See, yep. Boom. No, turn around. There you go. Yeah, bitch! Huzzah!
Good work. Now that the base is secure, we can focus our attention towards capturing
So that is
Zora Magdaros.
a shield that acts like an axe. Yes, you can use it as a sword and shield, or it'll combine to make an axe, or it'll combine to make a bigger sword. I think. It could just combine to make an axe, but it charges up as well. So this one has, I think it's blast. That this one has. Oh, you sneaky sneak. And neither of them left a carcass behind. Of course they didn't. Why would they do that? That would have been helpful. Right, did we get everything we need? Thank you. I do try. We did it! I need to just... Ow! My foot. Right. So. Now we've done that. Are we happy to stick with this weapon, or does someone want to see something else? And yes, I am going to repeatedly ask, just in case.
You did it! You did it! I
Thanks.
knew you would! I just knew you would!
Thanks. I know I say it every time, but I do. It's very pretty. And it's a cat. Right. Lower that down a little bit. I'm going to have to look lower to see the chat, but I'm going to see the feckin' screen so I can read it out to you. And you can hear it in the eloquent and delicate northern accent. What weapons have we got? The only weapon that we have that I won't use is the...
Gather round, people. We have much
I'm
to
having a
discuss.
brain fart. Gonna send you a question on Discord. That sentence is way too relatable. The only weapon I'll say, like, I'd rather not use
All our preparations are complete,
is bagpipe.
and I have all of you to
Only
thank
because I
for
don't know how to
working
use it.
double time to make it happen. I'm especially impressed with the 5th for hunting the Anjanath despite being new here. That's
Thanks.
one less misery standing between us and capturing Zora Magdaros.
1 second.
Well done.
Yeah, bagpipe is a thing. It's a feckin' annoying thing. It's essentially what you'd expect, like, for a bard-style character. You type in certain things. It works like a hammer as an offensive weapon, but mainly you've got to play your little... Right, try that again. You've got to play the notes, so circle, triangle, whatever, in certain combinations. But then when you execute it, you twat it across the face with a bagpipe, but then you have to stand there at a distance to be able to play the tune, because you automatically go into the motion to play it. Got a heavy bow gun. There is a heavy bow gun. There's a light bow gun. There's a bow.
Precisely at daybreak.
There is a gun lance. There's a normal lance. There's the one I'm using now.
Let's run through the operation.
Dual wielding. There's a large, great sword, a katana, dual wielding, hammer, sword and shield.
Rendezvous on site. Once the beast appears,
Gun lance, normal lance, the one I'm using now, switch axe. The one I'm using now is not a switch axe. The one I'm using now is called a charge blade. The switch axe swaps between a proper axe and a really long sword.
Your objective is to stop it at the first barrier.
Light bow gun, heavy gun, bow, insect glaive.
Restrain it with binders. However, there is a chance it will break through.
Yes, there
is. If so, we'll initiate the mounting phase of the operation.
Gun
lance. During this phase,
I don't think I've used
we'll
gun
attempt to
lance.
weaken it further, so that we'll have a better chance of restraining it at the second barrier. Make sure you hammer it as much as possible with cannons and ballista. They're there for a reason.
Affirmative, sir.
Technicians, make sure you do a final check on the equipment before we begin.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I went to do a little bit of stereo. I'm downloading this right now. Good! It's awesome.
Quartermasters, conduct an inventory on our... We can't bring our quarry back to base, so take what you need.
Will it be on your
Prepare to
PC
conduct
or
your research on
PlayStation
site.
or...
Don't worry, Commander.
Everything will be in order.
Keep your ears open during the operation. I'll be giving orders as the situation unfolds. May the Sapphire Star light your way. Dismissed.
Thanks. Because it's PC, yeah, I thought.
The big moment is finally here.
Another hunter
I'm
joins
shaking
the
up storm
fray.
here. How about you?
I am going to look into getting it on PC. Like I said, I won't be able to stream it at the same time as play it, but I'll be able to play it with the people that have PC. And then I'll just stream the PlayStation version. Quest. That's what that all translated to. I know I was meant to read it out, but I was like... I was talking to you guys. Right. Because I forget to do this every single time. Manage. Restock. Nope. Nope. Yep. 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 Nope. 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 Yep. Nope. 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 Trap tool can go there. Life powder I need. Smoke nut. Hair's tickling my neck. Do, 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 do. Might seed. Oh, well, hang on. That's a tricky one, that one. Technically, it'll have to go here because it's a seed. Woo! Should be able to stream and play at the same time. I should, but my computer won't take it at the minute. It will when Like, I make it bigger. Mushroom. I know this is dead entertaining, but you just have to bear with me little quirk. It must be neat and correct and nice and stuff. Make it bigger! Upgrade, yes, that's the one. You know what I mean. Leave me alone. No, I don't need to do any of that yet. Right, change equipment. You want a... I'll go make a defender version. Because that means it'll be... I do, unfortunately. But it's fortunate. You can speak Pandanese. I can't even speak Panda properly at times. Right. Hello.
Time for some hard graft.
Indeed. Or... Right, weapons. Gun lance. Defender gun lance. Okay. I can. You should put that on CV, you know. Oh my goodness. Sizable. Palico gear. Do we have any new Palico gear to be like, look at this? No. Need more light crystals, and then we will have the Disco Stew outfit. Speak to handle it. Right, so next, I think we're taking on the big Zora Magdaros thing. Well, we're not taking it on, we're trying to capture it. I love that so much. Oh my gosh, Pard! Chasing it across the sea, got our shipwrecked by it, hunted all over the New World looking for it, and now our strange relationship with Zora Magdaros is about to reach a new plateau. We're gonna capture it. Say it with me. Capture an Elder Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Not that I find that irritating at all. Nope. Not me. I tell you, when my grandfather boarded that ship and came here with the first, he said he was ready to complete his mission here in the New World or die trying. Is he dead then? He'd found his sapphire star to follow, like in that story. And I always wondered what was going through his head when he crossed the sea. Zora Magdaros too. Do you think old Magma Brains even understands where he is? Or is it just compelled? Sorry, that was a lot of tangents I went off on there. Maybe I don't like it because I relate to her then. It's like, tangent. Hey, I just realised. You know, you still haven't told me why you came to the New World, because it's none of your motherfucking business. That's why I haven't told you. I bet you're on the run. On the run from a deadly group of Melinx assassins. That's it, isn't it?
Nothing can stop us.
Sadly, nothing can stop her. Well, anyway, base's defences are solid. All that's left is to get this operation done. You ready? I was ready about 5 minutes ago. Right. One for the history books, yeah. Let's do this! With a voucher! Ow. I love it. Okay. Let's do this. Get myself comfortable. Well, as comfortable as a cripple can be. That looked like me eating my Chinese. Well, at least you enjoyed it then. I want Chinese food.
Help him.
Work faster, you slag
He's alive.
I know they mean slag metal, but hearing someone say work harder, you slags, is just like, excuse me, bitch?
Soon, I hope.
The second fleet always delivers.
Fuck him up. I'll try.
This is gonna work.
Chief, Commander.
So,
We'll get it ready by morning. I promise.
I'll hold you to it.
Is there such things as bad
When
Chinese?
the time
Yeah.
comes, you know what to do.
Yeah, there is.
The operation will commence at daybreak.
Sounds
It's
like we
rare.
got our work cut out for us, eh, old man?
But,
By next moonrise, Zora will be in chains.
will it though? I mean, it was the size of a mountain. A few places that make food I will never set foot into. When I was somewhere in Manchester, got a Chinese down there, and when it turned up, it smelt like feet, which was the first, like, I ain't touching that shit. The chicken had some kind of weird shiny black stuff on it. It looked like black jelly. Never have I seen that on food before.
Get to your
So
posts
that
now!
swiftly, that was no. And their spring rolls were bendy. Like as if they were made of rubber, like a dog toy, bendy. Very, very weird.
Use the cannons and ballistae! Wear the beast down!
Okay.
If you've been wounded, retreat to the rear camp!
Now!
Fire! Oh shit, it's facing the wrong way. I knew that. My apologies for being a numpty. That's a big beastie tisp. How can you mess up making General TFO? Pass. Aha! Now I hit you. Come on, kitty cat. Oh, you can just sit and all pretty, whatever. Did they just steal one of my cannonballs? How rude. Excuse me. Cheeky little bastard. Oh, look at the cat. Oh. Why aren't you firing the cannon then, you stupid git? God, we're gonna do everything. Evidently, yes. I don't have arrows. I don't have arrows. I don't have arrows. Now I have arrows. Nope, that's cannon. Don't want cannon. Really? Can I not just drop this? There we go. No, put it away. That's what I want. Jeebus. Excuse me. I would like to steal your weapon. Thank you so much. Use you. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. If I'm shooting that stupid bloody thing, really? I don't know how to use this. Yeah, get him, Pete. I've got time. You'd think that'd hurt more.
Proceed with caution.
Like in the face. You'd think that would hurt more. Evidently not, but I would have thought. Yeah, possibly. Like, even when it opens its mouth though and you shoot it in the eye. Like, not that that was in the eye. So we'll just go for the belly. I'll see if I can. I don't know if I can get its eye. That's the problem. No. Right. Shoot it with the cannon. I don't think shooting at the legs will help either. Give it a try. We'll pretty much just have to shoot it until they turn around and they're like, okay, let's go! Shoot it in the dick! If it has one. Oh, I think I made it mad! I made it mad! Yeah, I think it has a dick.
Move!
Honey. No cannons, no, of course. Is there a cannon down here? Nope, there's a ballista person though. You gonna let me at it? You gonna let me at it? Nope. Okay, good. Good talk. Good talk. Oh, what the fuck is that? Armored. Yep, so it's just gut shots.
It's time to restrain this beast. Ready your binders.
It is? Oh my goodness.
Climb up! The binder is on top of the barrier.
Okay.
Fire the ballista when you're ready.
Where? Where? Binders on top of the barrier. Fire with the ballista when you are ready. Doesn't mean that. Right, up there. Oh, how do I get up there? Is that where they mean? Must be.
Now, fire!
First binder post. Success. We restrained its movement.
Now, hammer it with all you've got. You need to wear it down.
Second binder post. Success.
Woohoo! Nope, not one there. Where's the other ones? Somewhere up there. How do I get there? Run, bitch! No binder. No binder. Shoot! No binder. Binder. Well, how the hell do I get up there then?
It's broken loose.
What's the target's condition?
It's still not weak enough to capture, sir.
I don't see how I get up there, that's the problem. No, I'm too far. Yes, 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 I know. Very angry. No binder. Ooh, good ladder. Hi, Yosti. How you doing? What about back shots? I'm busy.
Zora Magdaros is breaching the first barrier.
I don't know how to get up there. That's the problem. I'm out of grip, aren't you?
Breached the first barrier.
Alright, next phase. Zora Magdaros has broken through!
How you
Hunters,
doing?
Grab your transports and proceed to the mounting phase of the
Cave.
operation!
Move it, hunters! Get to a hitching post!
But it wouldn't let me in the cave.
Got it. Boarding that sucker now.
This is where it really counts, partner. You can do it.
Really? It wouldn't let me in this cave? Motherfucker.
Now!
I knew that. I was testing you.
We're on its back, old man!
Pretty good. I'm pretty good
Find the
too.
magnet
Thank you
cores on
very
Zora's
much.
cell. Those are its weak points, so if you attack them, it'll wear the beast down.
Okay, right. This bit I at least know.
So question.
Yes.
In games, horror games specifically, do you ever feel safe in elevators? Because I don't.
No.
I know they're planning something on them.
Don't roll very well. You're very welcome. At least we got to hear your voice this time. Ooh, didn't say that. Go on, put yourself out. Oh. I would reload, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, what's it say? God, up with thrust.
Okay.
This thing takes a while, huh? Oh, bollocks. So I'm not very good with the gun lance. Reload. Fire. No, I didn't mean set me on fire. I meant fire the fucking gun. Aha!
Boy,
Right.
Magdaros did not like that one bit.
I mean,
Good. Find the next one.
I don't particularly imagine anyone would like someone doing that. Ooh, was that a shiny that you offered me just there? Where'd it go? Give me the motherfucking shiny. Thank you. I'll get used to it. Honest. Whee! Whee! Hello. Lovely weather. Haha! What on earth are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, so I can't do that, fine. Right, I'm not pressing R2 anymore, so you can stop now. I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Maybe, maybe not. This one's tricky. Not the mission. I literally just mean the weapon. Ah, okay, aerial burst. I don't care if I'm on fire at this point.
Okay. Second magma core destroyed. Huh? Something's happening.
Right, heated scale. Now I need to go all the way to the other side.
It's changing posture. I think it's trying to get out.
Oh, good.
Stay calm and focused. Just keep looking for those magma cores.
It's on the other bit. I've got to wait for it to sit up. There we go. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Oh, apparently I am.
Another core on Zora Magdros' head.
Swished myself.
Right, hunters, make for its head and attack that core with all you've got.
Yes, sir.
Get ready to resupply the hunters. It's time.
Understood.
Right, how do I reload? Not like that. Is this it? Looks like it. No? I mean, I know now isn't the time, but not really going to get many more opportunities to mine on this thing now, am I? But I'm feeling that's not the bit I need to hack at. But it looks like the bit I need to hack at. I can't reach it! Oh, now you reach it, okay. We all saw me swing at this before and it didn't work, yeah? Not just me. Woo! Well, I reloaded at least. Killed it? Nope.
Okay.
Nearly. Good God, this takes a lot of doing.
Wait long.
Reload. Oh, stop it. Thank you.
Okay, that's enough. Move towards the second barrier.
Hunters, hold your position! Watch your footing or it'll shake you off!
Gunlance is tricky. Sorry, I know I've gone really quiet. I feel like I'm just not being as interactive as I should be now. Right, where am I meant to go? Whee! Round this way? Jump. Alright, this is gonna be fun.
Zora Magdros is getting back on all fours.
Kinda good for me. I knew that. Come on. Right, I'm gonna go up there then. That looked like a bad idea. Whoa, hang on. Let go. Why did it lock onto something? Because it wants me to die. Okay, cool. Let's go. Do I just... Did I miss something? Where are we meant to go now? Did it say? I'ma just jump off. Because, I don't know where else I'm meant to go. And I've done everything I needed to do on here. So we're just gonna yeet us.
Zora Magdaros has reached the second barrier!
Alright, let's restrain this beast. Ready your one-shot binders!
Okay. Really? It's not letting me get off? Where did I friggin' miss? Let me off, god damn it. There we go.
Ready your binders! Fire!
I can't ready my binder.
We've restrained it. Wait,
Still on the
what's that?
bloody dinosaur.
What is that? That black figure up in the sky.
Oh no. Hunters, you need to get up onto Zora Magdaros' shell right now!
I am. Now we travel.
A monster! Some unknown monster has appeared on Zora Magdaros' shell.
Nergigante.
Get ready to provide support! Hunters, onto Zora's back, now!
This thing's a feckin' demon. But it makes some cool fucking whoop. Ooh, Betty. That was not very nice. Neither was that. Get up. Get up. Up the hoo-ha. Yeah. Oh. Get up, get up, get up.
Hunters, assemble on its shell! We need to drive off that monster! Come on! Back in position! Now! Aim! Fire!
Whoop. Well, now you just got pissed it off.
Yeah! Wow!
That's what you get. Yeah. Ooh.
He's from the first! Master!
mean, that looks pretty cool. Goodbye. I mean, it took down their ships, and they thought a wooden barrier would stop it. Now, I'm no engineer.
I'm getting too old for this.
But, oh, preach, dude. So we're going to have ads starting in about a minute. Oh, that's a picture. Me just like, ah! Right. So we'll take this. This needs a voucher. It's one thing I forgot about this task that you do. At one point, you just fucking standing there waiting for the monster to make its way to the barrier so you can go on to the next cutscene. You just twiddle your motherfucking thumbs. At this ad break, I am going to be right back screen it just so I can adjust how I'm sitting. Because, ouch. And y'all don't need to see that. Or hear the old lady noises. But I will put some songs on. Okay.
All right, gather round. Let's get council underway.
Right, because the ads are starting, I'm not going to continue on, so we are all going to see the same cutscene. So let me just press a button. And I shall see you, lovely buggers, in a little while. Hi. All adjusted and stuff. How's it going? I had to skip that last one because it sounded weird to me. So I was like, no. So we have 1 minute and 22 seconds of ads left. Is everybody having a good evening? Hello.
Do you want some chips? I'm about to put some chips in the air fryer. I want some cheesy chips.
Go on then. Thanks. Amen. So, yeah, is everyone having a good night? Everything going okay? Do, 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 do. Ow. $31 seconds. Do, 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 do. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I've got everything open that needs to be open. Playing Ranger in the South. Watching me. Thanks. What's Ranger in the South? I am good. I am good. I'm uncomfortable. But I'm good. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. A waited special. Fiddling on the computer and watching the mini-me's. Ooh, what are you doing on the computer? Right, I'll go back on the live screen. The rearranging didn't help. It helps a little bit. I played it on stream the other day. Oh, yeah. I didn't know what it was called when you played it. I just watched. Did she get the computer's consent? Have you seen her? Like, the computer's not going to consent. Please.
First, your reports. Where do we stand right now?
At the table.
Since it reached the Great Ravine, we've lost track of it.
Hello!
The situation has made it quite difficult.
Thank you very much for the resub. How are you doing? It's nice to see you.
Money don't jiggle jiggle.
Oh no.
So like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Thank you very much, but stop it. Oh yes. How are you doing? I'm on my lunch break. Ah, I see. How's work going and stuff? And I will continue the doodads after I've gave the fabulous Ayla a shouty.
Which body belongs to which deer? Okay, so that one. Okay, that one belongs to that one. There we go.
I absolutely love my job. I'm glad. Good. It's nice when people enjoy their jobs. I was wondering what the harsh judge thing was. I thought you might have meant me. Because, you know, you didn't see that last night. And bits for the shouty. No, you don't need bits for the shouty, you silly sausage.
Money don't jiggle jiggle. Oh, so like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Thank you very much, but stop it.
However, I think we have a chance to salvage the situation if we can pick up its trail on the other side.
There. Rather.
Got some good news from the field team on that front. Tectonic movement from when Zora passed through created a fissure in the Great Ravine.
Hi, Nikki. Well done on redeeming the first. I didn't even realize they weren't redeemed. When you did the 4 out of 10, someone called you a harsh judge. Oh, well. They can just shush. Silly people. Well done, Ayla, on the second. Congratulations, guys. I didn't even realize they weren't claimed.
That fissure is our ticket to catching up with
I'm
the
here
beast.
too. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
There's no point.
And I'm very, very happy that you're here too. Redeemed actually first, just forgot to claim it, or say hi, or be here. Fair, fair. I do that a lot.
We exhausted our supplies during the last operation.
But well done you. Well done you. We did.
Even if we did track it down.
How you feeling? Aww. It's not gonna play a clip. $9,162 steps so far. Crikey Moses, you'll have buns of steel. You'll crack a can with that thing. All mine. Yeah, it is. I died. I mean, I'm not surprised, really. I did thoroughly enjoy chatting with you last night. When we could understand what you said.
There's no way we'd be able to put off anything of that scale.
Mm.
Then what should we do, Commander?
You'll have to do it more often. It was great.
We'll have to send a ship to the guild.
I do need to try that. What were the flavors of Kraken you said? Because I've only had normal Kraken.
Ship. But with the skies and seas
There
the way they
was
are.
there was a vanilla and cherry one. Scale of 1 to 10. Necro head banging. I like it. I think if Beard had tried to do any form of head banging last night in that chat, he probably would have fell off whatever he was sitting on and head banged the floor.
It doesn't matter. We cannot proceed without notifying the guild of the situation. We should send word.
I'm sure it was vanilla and cherry, he said. I know that Sirius mentioned a sticky toffee liqueur that you can get in Sainsbury's, but only around Christmas, and you best believe next year I was getting some.
Never you worry, sir. I've been
You just
watching
know
the
that'll be
sea
good.
churn and waiting for my chance to tame her again.
All right.
It seems that the fissure in the Great Ravine has not only given us a path, but an opportunity as well. Together, we're going to brave whatever lies on the other side.
Caramel
Find
sea salt.
Zora
Yep, that was one of them.
Magdaros' trail.
Coffee are your favourites. Black cherry one tastes too medicinal. Did you say vanilla, or am I thinking of something else? Was it a black cherry and vanilla? I mean, I'm still going to try them. I'm not big on caramel, but caramel and sea salt probably would be really good as Kraken. Coffee, I know I said I've got coffee ouzo and I've got caramel ouzo that you can put in your coffee. I have actually put, like, I think it was half a shot worth in me coffee when I was doing one of the streams, and I had about 2 sips out of it, and I was like, ooh, no, because I will not make it through this stream in 1 sentence if I drink that. It is strong. Suck my ass. Oops, wrong chat. I don't want to know who you're talking to like that. It's very rude.
Hunters, head to the Great Ravine as soon as
I
you're
do
ready.
need to get some tequila rose though, because I have decided when I fuck up on a, no swearing or no talkie, or this is the rules for however long, when I fuck up on that, I'm just going to have a straight shot of tequila rose. Yous will be entertained. I'll drink tequila rose. Happy days. Rummages around and bearded beard, searching for jelly beans. You will find them, no
May the
doubt.
Sapphire Star light your way.
There may even still be a bit of Kraken in there. Ooh, Kraken jelly beans. There's an idea. I'm not drinking again.
Hey, partner. Let's go on an expedition out in the Great Ravine. I'll tag along.
Right. Do you have to? Hi, Blanket. So, manage items. That's not what I wanted. Equipment. I call bullshit. Me too, Nikki. Me too, darling. Health boosters, much more beneficial for me. Would anybody like a different weapon from Gunlance? Till tomorrow. Indeed, indeed. Because I'm thinking, what have we got? Well, I've done that one. What are you doing? Gonna go have a look. Hand in some bounties, get some points. Ooh, we should be able to see what Zora stuff makes. I'll go to the smithy. Oh wow, we did a few. Go us! Right, new limited bounty available.
Choose your fighter.
Katana!
Wishes to make a change. Katana.
Okay. Do you just want the defender katana, or should we go see if we can make some like fancy schmancy shit?
Money don't jiggle jiggle.
It folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure. Thank you, but stop it. Do you know what Necro has requested? That I voice record myself going, stop it. And he's going to have it as his text messaging tone. Which technically is a fib because we're millennials. None of us have our phones set on volume at all. It's always silent. It's like a rule. Oh, right. So we can do that. We can do that. It's the best I can do. That was 50. That's 100. That's 100. That's 60. Well, that's 100. What one more? We'll try it. Whatever one you want, lovely, I will try. Yes, that must be a thing. Would you like it as well, Ayla? We'll just go, stop it. Ah, right. Now we can do investigations and get special equipment. If I record it, I shall send you it, my dear. I pinky promise. Pinky swear. Oh, that's handy then. So what's the... Where can I sort them? Ah, sort. By special rewards. So the Great Jagras is the best rewards one. Not the highest money though. Okay. Busy day today. Have they got you in for a very long time, or are you at least not going to be stressed? Because as long as you're not stressed. Nature's smelly bounty. Lovely. I love it. As long as you love it, good. It is nice when people enjoy their jobs. It's quite rare. I mean, I used to love my job, but look at where that got us. Well, I say that. I liked the people I looked after. I did not like the upper management. Because anyone that's worked in care will completely understand why you don't like the upper management. Or anyone that's above grunt, basically.
Oh, man.
Right, let's get the honey. Collect harvest. As soon as we're able to cultivate thunderbugs and lightbugs.
Greetings.
Hello. You've come to talk to me, how nice. Actually, I have a little quest lined up called the Royal Relocation. I've been researching ways to cultivate more types of insects and fungi in the ancient trade. Okay, right. That's what we need to do. Hunter Rathian.
What was that?
I didn't realise I still had that. That was easy for me to say. I didn't realise I still had that up as a redeem. That is a weird little creature of sorts. Yep. Right. I will do this katana. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten. I think
New products in stock.
pinky swear. Yeah, you've got new stuff. Oh, so now you can do... Ah, large barrel bombs. You can only have 2. A weird little creature of sorts thing. Yeah. That's the scientific term, of course. Gunpowder fish, more ammo. I have returned. Welcome back, sir. Of course. Yeah, of course. We have to be scientifically correct here. We don't make words up at all. We speak perfect English. Not Pandanese. Hello, Bella. Faces are facey. They are. They are. It would be weird if they weren't. I feel. Could just be me.
I've got new stock in.
That's nice. She's got new stock in. Right. Katana.
How's your gear
And we
holding
see
up?
what the Zora stuff is. Unsolicited chick pic! Everybody needs an unsolicited chick pic in their life. So, Palico first because priorities. So let's see. Excuse me? But I picked up Zora Micro stuff. Now she's being rude. Hi, Metal. Okay. Well, evidently I didn't pick up enough Zora stuff to be able to show you what the armor and stuff's going to be like. Which is sad. Chick pics! How are you doing since the storm? Do you know, they just told us, like, you know, that's just a basic storm and stuff. When you look at it on the weather pattern, it looks like a bloody hurricane. And we're all just like, eh, it's fine. Alright, let's see what we can upgrade this one to, because I am... Where's that one? So that would end up being none at the moment. Right. Bone... Ooh, Toby Kadachi one though. That looks kind of cool. Just saying. It's all right tonight where we are. It was fucking windy last night. I need a shower. Blech. You have a nice relaxing shower bath, whatever you like. Once you finish work, obviously. Electric is finally on and Wi-Fi is actually working. I had a shower. Yay! It was not, and they told us to go to work. We still haven't had any sign yet. I don't think yous were going to get it, were you? I know there's two. Yesterday was bad. I nearly got blown away walking away. Yesterday was bad, yeah. Through the night was quite fun. But, guess what I'm impressed at? I refitted the shed roof. I say refitted, I recovered the shed roof last week. Still there. Still there. I did put enough staples in it for it to never leave. Ever.
Money don't
Still there.
jiggle, it folds. I'd like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Thank you. Stop it. But thank you. I appreciate you. Stop it. Right, so... that one hits harder. That one hits harder. I will not stop. I tried. There's only so much I can do. Right, so we've got the bone one. Lots of trees down. Masts are fucked, so there's that. Well, the way our streets go, I nearly bloody yanked my controller out there. The way our streets are, it's like a tunnel. So I am very, very impressed that the shed and the shed roof is still there. I didn't get a free trampoline this time though. I'm kind of annoyed at that. I was hoping to wake up and be like, trampoline! Ooh, Toby Kadachi. I'm gonna try it. I know the other one hits harder, but this one just looks cool. Look at it. Look at it. Right. Head to the Great Ravine. Let's go. And we're on expedition too, so there's no time limit. Great Ravine. Ow. I got hit in the face by a stray flying bag. I think he means stray flying bag. Potentially. I could be wrong. That definitely was a sign to go home though. Yeah. Straight, I thought. I mean, it would have been really funny if the bag literally had like, stay flying. And it just twatted you in the face. I'd have laughed. I mean, I'd have laughed anyway because I'm a dickhead, but I'd have laughed at that for the irony. Palico is a reliable comrade. I know.
Great, we made it. Let's start by finding a way forward.
Has anyone seen the videos that are either on TikTok or Instagram or whatever where there's Elmo and Rocco? I feel like Elmo and she's Rocco. Who brought Rocco? And another fun song mix done. Now time to prep Babby for supper. You did some song mixes?
I think we can get through if we head this way.
I mean, it's the only way we can really go, if I'm honest. Throws eggs. Woo!
Zora Magdaros went straight through. We didn't even slow it down.
No, because
there's
it's
something
massive.
pretty important on the other side.
It's just massive. I'll DM you when one of... Ooh, yeah. Let's get some tunes on.
Look at this massive fissure it made. This is the power of an elder dragon.
Were we not looking at the same goddamn dinosaur thing? I know she keeps saying dragon and I keep saying dinosaur, but it's fine. Like, were we not looking at... The thing was huge. And she's like, oh my gosh, look.
We gotta be careful not to fall here.
Okay, I'm being a bit harsh on her. It's a shame you can't just, you know...
Close?
Oh, I slipped. And landed on her and she fell. Oh, sorry, bye. Stop it. Behave yourself. Oh, this is where the fluff bat is and the danger lamp. I'm on... Ooh. Growls at random people all the time. All the time. I hiss at them. I'm on 2.2k views with 102 likes on that TikTok.
Race you down there.
Well done. I mean, you are kicking the absolute snot out of people. Be right back. Need a drink refill. Okay. So yes, the creatures I remember that you get here.
Come on. This way.
One of them I literally just called Fluffbat, and later you'll get Emo Fluffbat. Danger Lamp. You'll understand why I call it Danger Lamp when you see it. If you know already, then you know. Hey, Mom. Thanks, Mom. I was half expecting you to be like, it's hot on the bottom. I got food. Hugs, Panda, and back off to work. Hugs, Ayla. Thank you for popping in, and thank you for the biddies. I appreciate you. Everyone says hi, Mom. It's my little sister, but I don't call her Mom. Because she's a mama. Well, she acts like a mama. You know what I mean?
Jiggle, jiggle.
I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure. Stop it. But thank you. But stop it. Squad cards. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Squad cards. We can make a squad. Yeah. This bit is pretty. Bye. Ouch.
You awake? I don't know where we are.
We're on a boat. Hello. You're awake. Do you remember your fall? Not really. A friend of ours found you napping in the Vale and carried you here. I don't think we were napping. We fell off a cliff. But okay. But more to the point, congratulations, you found the Third Fleet. I'm their leader. To the extent that still means something. I mean, she looks like she's smoking a pipe, so. And this is our research base. Our fleet consists entirely of scholars. Which fleet are you with? How did you get here? What happened in the Great Ravine? One thing at a time, lady. Gosh. I see. So this Zora Magdaros was the latest Elder Dragon to make the crossing, and it breached the Great Ravine when you tried to capture it. Well, I suppose after all this time, we may get to finally do what we came here to do. I must say I'm stimulated. God, she's like a Vulcan. And not just because she has pointy ears. Well then, let's not waste any time. We need to pick up Zora Magdaros' trail. I mean, it's huge. It'll have left a trail. An expedition into the Coral Highlands might be fruitful, wouldn't you agree? Nope. For obvious reasons, that is what we call the surrounding area. A nice, thorough expedition should reveal the Highlands' secrets. It's a good idea, is it not? Nope. No, I did not say that. I don't know what I said that might have sounded like that, but I didn't say that. Bella. Stop it. Up here. Okay. I think you've just got something on the brain, you young man. I know it's a good idea. I came up with it. Now go, quickly.
Doing a careful expedition.
Do you remember I said
into the Coral
Vulcan?
Highlands sounds like a good idea to me.
I got Jack chatting away in me and I just misheard. I think he's got something on the brain, do you? Hey. Elder Melder. Howdy. Hello. Hey there, would you mind taking this? It's a charm. I believe it may improve one of your equipment skills. Or even give you a new one. Oh, I think look at it, look at it. A defense charm. You naughty naughty. It's fucking laser faces, mom. The Elder Melder. I mean, that kind of fits with the laser face thing, doesn't it? Lasers melt things. Look, look. Look at them. They're so cute. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Did you find the first Wyverians? No. Was I meant to? So basically just head straight out. Has he not got any new weapons yet? I feel like I've improved a lot. I hope you'll bring me along on your next outing. Well, obviously. This. Nope, still just that. Okay, it's fine. Away we go! To the Coral Highlands. DM'd you too to listen to later. Ooh, thank you. Food time. Enjoy your food. I have cheesy chips and I can smell them. And it's like, Lurk. Thank you for the Gigantifighter Lurk. Flash bugs, very helpful. So the cow-like herbivore things have medicinal properties in their horns. If you want to harvest the horn, you should aim for the head. I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory. Poison cups, poison you. Palico gestures are a secret we will never know.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Nothing can stop us.
What? That's it. Tsitsi-yu something. Are there. Tsitsi-yaku. Danger lamp. Because I didn't fancy saying... I'm saying Zitzi, but guaranteed it sounds like Titi-yaku. Danger lamp. Keeps everybody happy. Ooh. What the fuck was that? don't do that again. The computer just went, eh. It's like, don't do that. Thanks. Okay. So, oh look, jellyfish. Oh yeah, we're on expedition. Right. So, sorry, I need to rearrange this because it's going to pee me off. Bombs, fine. That can go there, that can go there. You go there, that's fine there. Pods. I'm probably going to put the small barrel bomb back, actually. Because it's just taking up space. Alright. Oh no. Manage items. Put you back. Not what I wanted to do. Keep you there. Thunderbug, Godbug. Right, okay. Let's go. I was going to say, I just rearranged this bloody thing. It better be set the way I put it. It is. It is. Right. Cowabunga! Boom, bitch. Birdie! An elegant coral bird. Snow herb. I like this place. This is one of my like preferred locations in Monster Hunter World. It's just pretty. Huh? Ooh, old footprints. Where? Are they danger lamp footprints? They're gonna be danger lamp footprints. Boom, clap. Don't do I warned you. Don't let that terrible aim take away from what I just said. One down. I deserve that. You deserve that. I deserve that. Oh! Missed. Missed. Nope. Yep. Oh, don't move out the way. Really? Really? Okay, that'll do. Right. Now we can farm them. Although I'm pretty sure not all 7 are here now. Got everyone? Oh. Wouldn't want it to feel left out. Right. Ooh, bone pile. Ooh, I got a coral bone. All I think anytime I say coral is, you know, in The Walking Dead. Rick. Coral! Every time. Ooh, what's that? Thunderbug. Thunderbug. Herb. Oh. Oh, here comes a danger lamp. See? Danger lamp. I have good defense against that though. Can you imagine if that thing did that in my face? It'd blind itself.
Hey, partner.
I'm like, joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm pale. Whee!
Bright moss can be used as slinger ammo. Launch it at walls to eliminate dark areas, like the inside of a cave, for example.
Take that, foul beast. Yeah. Fuck it up, Pete. I missed. Good thing Pete didn't. Do 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 do. Okay. Where'd the danger lamp go? It is. The other direction. Of course it's in the other direction. Why would it be in the direction I was going? Oh, behave yourselves. I don't care. Go away. I'm going to have that stuck in my head now. You're welcome. Wedge beetle. Oh. Haha! Danger lamp. Da, 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 da. I wasn't expecting it to leave quite so quickly. Clearly we're scary as fuck. It's because it knows I've got reflective skin, doesn't it? It's like, damn. I'm powerless against such paleness. Woo! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Boom, bitch! Ow. Where the fuck were you aiming? Will you stay still? Uh-oh. I wasn't even looking at it. I mean, technically my camera was. Thank you. Like how Bob just comes over and is like, fucking pack it in, man. You blinded Bob. bitch. How dare you, Blind Bob? Ow. Hey! Come back here, yo. Shit. Oh, good. Ow. Swish, swish. Swing, swing. Well, that's just rude. Come back out. Uh-oh. Shit. Thank you, Bob. I know his name's not Bob. It's Pete. Keep calling him Bob. How do you like it? Oh, yeah, fuck. Oh, shit. It's like a fucking paparazzi. Back, demon, back, I say! And he shot me away. Oh, shoot. I'm all the way over here, though. Where you think you're going? Huh? Danger alarm. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah! Oh shoot. Up. Whoa. Alright, sure. Ah! Hiya! It's getting a bit bashed. I almost feel bad. I deserve that. I kind of deserve that. No. Oh shit. Oh, at least I didn't get stunned. So there's that. Thank you, Pete. Oh, balls. Hiya! Woo! Come on, swing, swing. Nope. That'll do. Come on. How is that thing still alive? Cratey. It deserves to survive at this point. Jeebus. I do like the katana main. I do. Nope. Whoop-a. Oh. Excuse me. Pick that up. Go. Oh, shot, weapon, shot, weapon, shot, weapon. Is everybody doing okay? Right. Chilling on Genshin. Have the new things been released yet? That you were mentioning. Nope. 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 Oh, you little git. I'll get you. Come back here.
Incredible ecosystem. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Look, bud.
Has anyone? Come on, let's go exploring.
I'll show you then. Oh, okay. Don't run. I got the new character, of course you did. Ooh. Oh, I've just broke its head. Deserved. God damn it. Come back here. Oh, I slayed it. I knew that. Oh, it's very dramatic. No, turn around. If I miss out on this bloody monster because you lot lost weight, I'm very annoyed. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, what'd you move away for? Right. Put it away. Harvest some more. Go to that camp. Hello! Right, where was that camp? Aha, okay. Sharpen. Right, so green's the most it can go to. Okay, get the net. Mulberry's always good. That doesn't sound creepy at all, does it? Mulberry. Oh, I've got the maximum. Okay, I knew that. Pretty sure you find the Kirin here as well, which is fun. Oh, there you go. The Legiana. Oh, I think that's what it's called anyway.
That's the monster we ran into earlier. Must be the big boss around these parts.
It's a bit of a boss, yeah. It's a bit of a boss. Right, scratch marks, and then the camp they want us to find is along there. At least remember that. Footprints. It did say footprints, didn't it? Down there. Nope. Oh, right there. I knew that. Still find it weird to sniff them. There it is. Ah, I forgot about them snake things. Yeah.
Look!
I know. But wait. I'm pretty sure if we just stay still, they pop up. Haha. Oh shit. Shh. Don't move. Come on. Fuck. Get them next time. There'll be an ad starting in about 40 seconds or so. I am going to use that opportunity to
Let's ask the head honchos. Sounds like the
stuff my
research
face
base
with
has a
some
new
cheesy
guest.
chips.
Want to go back and check in? And maybe
Right.
grab something to eat?
World map. Go back to the research base. Let's see what we got. If I remember correctly, the danger lamp stuff looks weird. Alright, there we go. And as soon as it loads in, be right back screen. Right. And up below. I see you soon. I love that song. Okay. As we were. I see you've returned empty-handed. A shame. Anyway, you have a visitor. Yo. Well, look who it is. Tells me I went on an expedition in the Coral Highlands searching for Zora Magdaros clues. She also tells me that this Rotten Vale way... Oh, that there's this Rotten Vale way down beneath us. Which gave me an idea. If we want to be able to access the Vale, we'll need means to get down there. So I propose that we resurrect the wrecked base. Bella? Bella? She's hid under the table and she's ignoring us. Bella? Up here, please. Come on. Joker. Right. Oh yes, rig to your heart's content. From the air we'll be able to survey the Rotten Vale unimpeded. And hopefully, that's where we'll pick up Zora's trail. One of my favourite... It's not one of my favourite Elder Dragon... Well, it is and it isn't. It makes some of my favourite armour is found in the Rotten Vale. According to scholars, materials from monsters called a Paolumu... I never say that one. Paolumu. Or just the ticket. Fluffbat. If you take care of the Fluffbat hunt, that'll free me up to go look for some secondary materials. If you take care of the hunt, I'll go pick up some sticks and then, hey presto, we good to go. Oh, glider mantle, very cool.
Amazing.
You can now visit the smithy. Good. Where? Are you the smithy? You don't look like a smithy. You're not the smithy.
What do you want?
Wow, they are some tiny pointy teeth. Resource center. Yep, I know what you are. Right, we don't have any of them. Who are you? Ah, Smithy.
What's up?
Yo. Forge equipment. Okay, let's have a look at what this is then. So, there you go. So, the Shamos things, the like little small culling creature, whatever, make some glasses. But take a look at the danger lamp stuff. You look like you're part of some kind of weird fetish club. The headband even wiggles. Thankfully nothing else wiggles when I do that. I didn't even take that into account. But yeah, there's that. Right, let's have a look. Oh, we've got charms now. We can make charms. We've got a stealth, survival expert. I'll just put on to stop eating. Thunder attack, water attack, fire attack, thunder resistance, defense boost, poison resistance. Poison resistance will be handy. We can still only get the one layered armor. See if we can upgrade anything. Oh, well, there you go. We can now have a look at a Rathian blade. Oh, that is pretty, isn't it? And when you upgrade that, it should do poison, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it'll do poison. The Anjanath blade we've seen. Don't know what that one is yet. Ah, there we are. There is the Danger Lamp blade. And the Danger Lamp blade doesn't have any element. Palico equipment. So. Oh, it's not letting us do it. Okay. Okay. That's a bit weird. But fine, whatever.
Sup, Claire?
Sup? Change equipment. Hunter. No equipment there. Defense charm there we go. That's all I wanted. And possibly change it to that because that'll help us climb places. Right. Does anybody want a weapons change or anything like that before we continue on? Now is the time. Just saying now. I'm just going to refill my cup while I wait. Dual blades. Are you going to do the redeem or do you just want us to do it? It's up to you. See what dual blades are available actually.
Let's go get 'em!
Forge weapon, dual blade. So the defender ones are chainsaws. Fucking chainsaws. Right, let's have a look at the trait. So they're a bit snazzy looking.
Choose your fighter!
Remax Whelms wishes to make a change. Dual blades.
Oh, look at them. Rapiers. Mr. Maxwell, do you have a preference on what weapon we attempt to make? So you've got your defender chainsaws. Snazzy it is, isn't it? So they're water damage. We have normal bone. Could go to Anjanath. Water damage on that one, but they don't look as cool. Or Tobikadachi. Oh, we couldn't quite make those ones. That's a shame because they're bloody nice, them. I like the chainsaw. Okay, chainsaw it is. They do pretty good damage, so I am cool with that. Yep. Can I upgrade them to the next level? Yes, I can. Okay, let's go take these chainsaws out. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum. Ballooning problems, that's one way of putting it, yeah. So we're gonna go get the fluff bat. Shred it. And then potentially, when we finish this one, it'll be time to raid. I will be in a chat afterwards though. Mr. Maxwell, is anybody else on PlayStation in a chat? Anomaly! How are you, my dear? How's Spyro's stream going? I've still got it up. Well, I've got it tapped. How was Spyro's stream? And how are you, of course? Spyro had her first official affiliated stream today. Not yet, but I'm gonna open one when you're sorted. Okay. Because I can either do a PlayStation chat or a VC. If I do a PlayStation chat, I'll hop in a VC after. But if you're okay with it, I'm okay doing VC. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Hang on. Gotta give my anomaly man a shouty.
All right.
Be careful.
Oh. Everyone was obsessed with that game. I remember Cyber playing it for ages and everyone. Pretty sure Bearded Dad went on it at one point. I'm under no illusion if I tried it, I would have ended up being like, yeah, this is awesome. Hence why I didn't. Because I know my weaknesses. What game was that? The card shop game? Oh, can I not put that in the fixed item? I was hoping I could. Lots of different versions of it too. I think Cyber had like the Pokemon ones. That could have been Joe though, because Joe played it as well. TS Joe. Oh, it did, didn't it? Sorry. Yeah. Hi, Ollie. How are you doing? Footprint. Footprint. Haha. Dun, 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 dun. Doo-ba-doo. Got a wiggler. That sounded worse outside of my head. Like most things, I say, to be honest. We got one! Right. Oh. Let's go get us a fluff bat. Doo. Hi, Griffin. Have you came to see your adoring public? Enjoy hunting, skinning and all the other things. I will, thank you very much. But I hope you're doing well. And that you've had good weekend and stuff. Fire herb. I don't know if yous can hear this, but I can hear some kind of like little high-pitched whistle. And not the normal little high-pitched whistle that goes on here. It's almost like a... Hello. How are you? Come on then. Just saw his head pop up. Hi, baby. You say hi? Hmm? Say hi, Griffin. Stay the fuck away from my chips, Griffin. Say hello, everybody. How you doing? Hmm? How you doing? Thank you. Very kind of you. Ooh. Knocking shit over. Oh, great.
The dual blades are close-range weapons made for hitting prey with a flurry of attacks. Demon
I forgot the buttons.
But it needs some stamina.
Jesus. I do like them. Can't lie. Now see, they have a much smaller damage amount. Yet I killed those fuckers so much quicker. Woohoo! Billy Elliot the shit out of this! Are you getting yourself comfy, Petal? Jesus. Griffin's perched himself on me neck. That was meant to be me knee and me leg at the same time. And he's just watching the screen. Isn't you? Little pretty cat. I've got cat hair on my fucking septum ring now, I can feel it. No, not on there. Right. Old footprint. Ooh, a conch shell. Where was that? There. Are you off now, are you? Hmm? Thanks. He's doing the whole, ooh, look at my fancy butthole thing. Right, don't want to go that way. Da, da, da. Right, you're back. Will you make your mind up where you're going, please? Where are you going? He's got his dog now. You're not coming up. No, you're not coming up. Not this time. Okay. Bella, get up. Right, you just stay there. See, they can see you. Say hello, people. How are you? I'm Bella. I'm a pain in the ass. How's it going? You're not coming on the chair. No, no, you're not coming on the chair. You're fine where you are. You're fine where you are. Can you get down now? No. Get down. Get down. Oh no, the fluff bat. I think it's got a thyroid problem. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Damn it. Turn this way, motherfucker. Thank you. Hi, Griffin. Oh, I saw the danger lamp. Dual blades are fun. Just saying. Fuck off. Oh, why'd you follow us for? Shit. Shit. Thank you. Right. Where's this bat? Yeet. No. No, fine. Yeeting's overrated anyway. Ooh, black snow. Oh, I knew that. I totally saw that. Totally knew it was there. Whee! Right, where are we? We're here and it's that way. Yep. Whee! Conch shell. Oh. Oh, we're back here. Okay. Ooh. Nope, go away. Maybe it was down here. Go away. Right, it's up here somewhere. Hello. How can I help you? Hmm? Griffin, I'm on an important mission here, dude. Important mission. He's like, I don't give a shit about your mission. No, it's important. Me, god damn it. Aye. You can capture them. Boop. Huh? Bloody cat. Oh, why on earth did I climb all the way up there? Right, good. There it is. Ooh, drop stuff. Jesus. Jesus. Nope, not what I wanted. Right, fluff back, fluff back, fluff back. That way. Yeet. Why no eat? Oh. If it's asleep in here, I might try setting a trap. And some bombs. Oh, can I set a trap? I think that's why I can't equip it, because I haven't made a trap yet. You might want it, yeah.
Huzzah! Nice work, partner. Let's hurry back to the research base. I'm starving.
At least I was willing to trap it. Just thought that counts. Oh, I didn't realise I could do that. Well, it makes farming them easier if I ever decide to do it. Nice. Itchy head. Ooh. So. We will see what the fluff bat stuff looks like, provided it will let me. And then we'll do a raid. Do 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 da do do do. I do like the dual blades, not gonna lie. That was pretty fun. It was very quick as well. Seemed to kill the thing quicker like that. The balloons have been rigged and the airship is ready, all thanks to you and the airship engineer. We've completed preparations on our side as well. We can depart whenever you are ready. However, I do have one thing worth mentioning. We never bothered to test flight. Of course they didn't bother with the test flight. It's not going to be a problem, is it? When you're ready, just say the word and we'll make our descent to the Rotten Vale.
Shouldn't you prepare before you head down to the Rotten Vale?
Probably.
I'm counting on you.
Ooh. Right, where is... Down here, any? Hello! Okay, Palico first. Haha, right. Ready? Yo. Looks like a Penelope pit stop thing, I think. with a giant hammer. Very cute. Need some light crystals. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for us, actually. Ready? Yep. Very pit stop, very girly. Very demure. Snazzy. See if it does any weapons stuff. So we're currently on these ones. Oh, well, we can now go further on that tree. Do they have it? No, they don't have one yet. I'm trying to remember what you can get weapons where you use their material. I just can't remember what weapons it is. Rathian. No, I can't remember what weapons. But the armor was nice. So we're gonna save. And then swap over to the chatting screen. So let's see who we can raid. After my hug. Ooh, so we've got Lord Varric, who's been in here a few times. He is playing Elder Scrolls. We've got Harold playing Rivals. Marvel Rivals, sorry. We have... Ah, they've gone off. I think I might give Varric a look, because I don't think I've raided Varric before. And he always pops in to say hello. Lay you down on your rug. Give me some candy.
Despite Varric's best efforts, we are still alive. Nope.
What? Why did you say that, Clem?
Oh, what the hell?
Oh my God, Collector, this is all your fault.
No, it's your rock.
Oh,
you found it.
Hilarious.
You take
There,
that one.
there was nothing there. Literally, we hit nothing.
I wonder if that was the same goddamn rock.
Guarantee you it was.
So
Jesus
that's raid
Christ.
message 1. And that's raid message 2. So we're going to go and see Lord Varric. He has popped in here quite a few times before. I don't think he's ever streamed at the same time I have. So this is possibly the first time I've been able to go and give him a raid. As always, my loves, thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the raid. Just make me awkward, but it's cool. It's cool. Tomorrow we will be back. I love that twerking Deadpool so much. We will be back with God of War Ragnarok. I will be opening a VC after this. I'll be stuffing my face and sorting myself out, then opening a VC after this if anyone fancies another. But until then, I appreciate you greatly. Lots and lots and lots. And I shall see you tomorrow. And thank you for being here. Bye.